What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Daysha E.
And it's your boy, Dante.
And y'all already know we are back with another great episode of Culture or Clickbait, where we take the hottest headlines in music, sports, and entertainment, and we determine whether it's for the culture
or simply just for clicks.
Yeah. Now we back in again.
Yes, we is.
And we back, bitch. Hey. Okay, my bad.
So how was your weekend, Daysha?
I had a pretty good weekend. We had a customer appreciation day at the salon that I do makeup at. Shanice Hair Beauty Off. Yeah, shout out to my girl. And that was a really nice event. We got to meet some new clients and work with some ladies that came from a little bit of everywhere to get some discounted services on hair, makeup, and lashes. So that was really nice to do. How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. Now, up until I saw the new episode of Netflix's Pop the Balloon.
Mid.
I must say, y'all, hated it. Now, here's why I hated it, though, because I'm not just going to bash the show just to bash it. I'm going to give y'all some constructive criticism. The problem was they took away from the actual authenticity of the show, and that's what I didn't like about it. It gave paid actor. It gave, we hired some people from other shows as well, like Love is Blind and all these other people. I don't want to see these recycled Netflix stars. We done seen them on a bunch of other shows. That's not what Pop the Balloon is about. It's about real people, real moments, real punchlines, real interaction. And that's what we didn't get.
Yeah, it definitely gave pretty scripted. And at first, I thought that it was kind of cool to bring the other reality TV show stars onto that show. But I guess I thought it was cool just from the angle of like branding, to drive people to watch because now it's on a bigger platform. But once we discussed it, I get how that made it seem very like just scripted and dry. Like it didn't really we got to experience anybody. And because we had preconceived notions about who a lot of these people already were, it took away from like the wow factor of what they're gonna say. Because we have reference points for other shows that they've been on and how they act and what their personalities are like. So it didn't have the same effect. So I think that, if they would have put this on Zeus or Tubi, it probably would have been a little bit more like still cultured in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Like still more of an experience, less paid actors, and if they are paid, they're paid very little, so it's not really giving like acting very great. But I think that those two platforms probably would have been a better fit.
Right, because for me, it felt like Arlette wasn't involved, even though she's listed as the EP.
Yeah.
It still didn't give that she was involved creatively, and that is a problem because she created the show. It's her vision, right? So you would expect her to still have some creative control in how the show is formatted for Netflix.
Yeah.
That's would have been better, right? So I think that for me, that's why it was kind of an issue, because it feels like she's not even involved on that level. She's just involved for a check.
I agree.
Now, going into some other stuff that honestly I feel like more people should be involved is Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy to the docket. Now, if y'all don't know, Soulja Boy is under fire right now. Apparently, there was some allegations that went out about him and his personal assistant, who was his, well, not just personal assistant, what did they call her?
Blunt roller.
Well, apparently, he has to pay her $4.25 million because she said that basically he sexual assaulted her, domestic violence, and verbal abuse.
Yeah.
Really. Now, if you ask me, this whole thing is crazy. Now, the juror also came out and said there's no shadow of a doubt that Soulja Boy did not do it, And I must agree. I hate to say this to you, Soulja Boy, but you on the front of it today. Your track record precedes you, my boy.
Yeah.
Your track record does not help this whole situation.
I don't think it does at all. It's very much giving you did it 1,000%, like, and love Soulja down, but from his track record, as well as just when you just simply see him have regular dialogue, it give that if he was in a protected space having that dialogue, he'll start flipping shit or he'll swing on somebody. So it doesn't really give very far-fetched. Now, they did try to initially get $70 million from Soulja Boy, and that settlement landed at the $4.25 million. And allegedly the young lady who started this whole case and situation, she only lived with him for 18 months and worked in this position for 18 months. So it's like they ain't even get
right. Like all of that happened in literally a year and what, 4 months?
Yeah, like
months?
that's nothing, and you getting beat already. So he probably was talking to her crazy out the gate, to be honest. But that's what happens when you live in like somebody's personal and intimate space. I don't think it happened like that for every celebrity, don't get me wrong, but you do have people where there are signs of verbal abuse or physical abuse, and we've seen, unfortunately, we've seen these things around Soulja Boy's name.
The fact that your position was blunt roller.
Ghetto job, very ghetto job.
I would have. That's like you see that on Indeed, position available, blunt roller. I would have ran from that position quick.
It give easy job if you know how to do a little and a little and a little I'm just saying, you know, job might not be too shabby, but it's definitely giving ghetto, very trappy. Now, Dante, what would you say? Is this culture or clickbait for you?
So this is one of them few topics that I honestly can't say cultural or clickbait. Why I say that is because do I feel like it's clickbaity? Not really, right? In the sense of what clickbait is. I can't really call it clickbait, but I can't call it cultural either because it has no significance to it whatsoever other than the conversation about space and just people being in your personal space and work environments, you know, that type of stuff. But other than that, like, it's just mess.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that this is necessarily clickbait, but if we had to give it one of the two, I would give it clickbait. The only thing that's somewhat cultural here is the fact that everybody needs to remember, just because your name has some buzz, just because you are this person or of this status and you did this and I was the first rapper to this, none of that shit don't matter.
Right.
It don't matter. How you treat people and how you handle people is a cultural discussion, because as you can see now, Soulja Boy, does he have a point when he say that there's an attack on black men in the industry right now? Yes, he does. But Soulja, you just was beating on a lady, and the people can tell, and we have seen previous things before. So it's like you're not going to keep getting away from these scenarios that you keep putting yourself in.
As my girl say, for the law, by the law, for the law, for the law, for the law.
That lady is out of control. No, while we talk about some other things that's out of control, we had Ari Fletcher, who had Bhad Bhabie on Dinner with the Don with her, and this was a pretty spicy interview. Now, they talked about a little bit of everything from her relationship with her mom to her being on Dr. Phil. She even talked about some of her previous relationships that she had with people like Chief Keef and Young Boy. My girl got her a hood nigga roster, like real hood.
Keep it perked by the pine.
Listen,
y'all know we run the town.
Now she also opened up in this interview and she talked about some of her experiences while she was molested as a young kid and as a teenager. And overall, I think that this was a very like open interview. I feel like nothing was left, like no stone was left unturned. Like when Lotto said put it on the floor, she put it on the floor pretty much about everything. And what I liked about it was the fact that you can tell that, and this may be a trauma response, I don't know, but you can tell that she doesn't feel or carry herself like a victim. She's more so like, I'm somebody who have had these experiences, and these experiences have shaped how I think and how I move and how I react, and this is just pretty much me.
From some of the parts that I caught from the interview, I did see that as well. It seems as though as she was talking about like especially the molestation, it's almost as if I've already dealt with it.
Yeah.
And now I'm good with talking about it. Like it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
You know, whether it affects her behind the scenes or not on camera, she did not look like she was fazed about talking about it. She was like, yeah, it happened.
Yeah.
Yep. You know, just real chipper about it.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, girl, I want to cry. Why are you so
Why
calm?
are you so okay?
You know, you like real cool right now. To the point where it even affected Ari. Like, you could tell Ari's emotions quickly shifted.
She did.
Because she just wanted to give her a hug at that point. Like, are you okay?
Yeah, like, is there anything that I can do other than make this pasta?
I know this was years ago, but are you okay?
Yeah.
Now, what this also shows is that we can tell that with Bhad Bhabie, how she is now, where it came from.
Yeah.
Like, going back to the whole Dr. Phil situation, it all makes sense now. It tracks. We see the relationship with her mom.
Yeah.
We understand why her and her mom had the beef that they had. We can see it now. We can see why she act out the way she do.
Yeah. If you dealt with some of the things that she dealt with at the age that she dealt with it, you probably would be acting out as well, because we see it all over the industry.
Now, speaking of Bhad Bhabie, what I do like about this whole Bhad Bhabie fiasco and drama and conversation about my dog, Bhad Bhabie released a diss track to Alabama Barker. Now, I'm not going to, and if y'all don't know who Alabama Barker is, that's Travis Barker's daughter. I thought this track was very interesting. Now, granted, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all this.
It was kind of good.
Not a fan of Bhad Bhabie, but I like Bhad Bhabie. And I think I like Bhad Bhabie for that reason of her, like, you know, her I don't give a fuck type of persona.
Yeah.
But y'all, if y'all didn't listen to the diss track, go listen to it, because I got a bar in there that I actually like. That I ain't gonna lie, that shit went hard. She say, bitch, you think I'm gonna ever tell you my business? I won't even tell you what kind of socks I got on. Bow. Mic drop. That shit was lit.
No, the diss track definitely was. It was cute. No, it was a cute diss track. It really gave, ooh, the Wiggers is fighting.
Not the Wiggers.
But, no, they are. They definitely gonna get it. Sorry. That's the nickname for today. But I think that she honestly got on that diss track pretty damn good. It was enough to make me say, well, hold on now, Bhad Bhabie. This is what you be over here cooking up over here with the kids. Because I didn't know. But I thought that she did a good job on it. Now, I would say that this overall interview is clickbait. There's nothing cultural going on here.
Yeah, if you ask me, I would definitely say the Bhad Bhabie stuff is clickbait. Only because, too, as well, she got stuff coming out. She got other stuff that she's trying to push. You know, so I think this is good clickbait for her, because it put her name back out into the public eye. Even with her coming with the diss track, you know, it's all stuff to continue her name moving through the media. So I'm not mad at it.
For sure, it makes sense, because she definitely took a break from music and came back. So, I mean, there may be some more Bhad Bhabie music on the horizon.
Right. Now, while we're talking about things on the horizon, Lululemon come to the front of the congregation. If y'all didn't see, if y'all ever heard of the girls Pluto YKniece, well, whammy, young scammy,
Yeah.
So clearly they pissed off some very important people. Lululemon basically has not been in too good of a feeling about their new song, Wham Whammy, because in the song the girl said, put some Lulu on his butt. We all know what that means. Put some Lulu on his butt. Basically, put on some Lululemon. Now, if you didn't know, Chip Wilson, who is the CEO of Lululemon, he also went out publicly and stated that we have to control the people that has our product, so to speak, in so many words. Basically, stating that he don't want our people wearing his product. Now, this just opens up a deeper conversation about the fact that, one, you see a lot of pop culture and hip hop culture utilizes music, different brands inside of their music.
Yeah.
How do we differentiate between, one, the brands that accept us to put them on, or two, is it even worth it at this point, because they don't want us anyway? Because if you ask me, the whole idea of Lululemon and the conversation of Lululemon didn't really come up till people started rapping about it. As far as from our culture, you know, once again, they didn't want it anyway. But from our culture, it didn't matter till we started putting it in our songs. Because even JT just recently put it in one of her songs as well. And all the kids and the Gen Zers and even some of the millennials are going crazy about Lululemon now. I just went in the mall the other day and Lululemon freaking lines was long as hell.
So this is what I would say. You know how people be like, is this a safe space? I'm here to tell y'all that's not a safe space for us. So at the end of the day, right? I think that when you come up with a brand or a item or anything, you do have to narrow down who's your demographic of people that you're gonna market to. It is okay. Is it kind of like, oh my God, why us again? Yes, it can be, but it is okay that we aren't their target audience. I think it is. I feel like we have to stop fighting to be included in spaces where people don't really want us to be included. And that's cool because we have more than enough Black-owned brands or other brands that aren't even Black-owned, but we are a part of the demographic of people that they're trying to attract. So I feel like we need to more so focus on that. Is there validity to what you're saying about the simple fact of, like, by JT mentioning Lululemon and by Pluto and YKniece, that's how you say her name, by them two mentioning Lululemon as well, is that driving it to our culture? Yes, it is. But when somebody tell you that this wasn't really made for y'all anyway, and I'm just trying to flag down the people that it is made for to let them know, like, we not with all that ghetto stuff. I just want y'all to know.
It's not a ghetto brand.
It is not a ghetto brand.
We're conservative over here.
Yeah. And granted, I get how that is a uncomfortable space to be able to, like, navigate, and how that conversation could come off uncomfortable. But this is not the first nor the last time that we seen it. We had Target on the docket. We had Papa John's on the docket. We had Coca-Cola on the docket. We done had freaking Tommy Hilfiger on the docket. Like, at this fucking point, obviously people don't want no ghetto shit in they stuff. Is that all they basically trying to say? Now, granted, it's not fair though, because even I don't think music defines a person's character.
Right.
So I feel like it's even some little, you know, Caucasian kids that's out there whamming because it's trendy on TikTok right now. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's an uncomfortable conversation, but I think some conversations are truly about the dialogue between the two.
Right. And you just said something that actually made so much sense. And it goes back to the idea that, one, every place is not a safe place.
No.
Safe space for us or even for them. Now, the difference between the culture or their culture, and when I say their culture, I say that very loosely about just who their target demographic is. You look at our culture now, right? I think the problem is, and y'all gonna kill me, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The problem is we let people in very openly.
Everybody could come to the cookout.
We ain't got enough gatekeeping over here, and we're not as open with our dialogue to say, we didn't invite you.
This not for the wiggles. Like, no, you could say that.
Wiggles is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, but we don't say it enough. Because to us, we feel like, and once again, I'm speaking just from even just my observation, right? From us, it seems as though once they want to come in, that's when we feel like we're welcome.
Yeah.
And why are we looking for them to welcome us?
Why are we looking for validation from anybody?
Exactly. Now, so that's my question, and I want y'all to answer that in the comments because I feel like that is something really real to talk about.
For sure. Now, I'm going to say that this right here is... This is for the culture. This is for the culture. Simply because us as a culture, us as Black people, like, we need to unpack, like you said, being so open to welcoming people into our space and then being so butthurt about people saying that we not welcome in theirs. Get with the program. Like, it is what it is. And it's cool. That's why we create spaces for ourselves in our own arenas where we can thrive and do what it is that we want to do, that we don't feel like it's compromising to our culture.
Right.
So I feel like this is a cultural discussion. It is one of those cultural discussions that actually comes up pretty frequently because everybody is in an all-time high of trying to, like, dissect things that are for diversity, equity, and inclusion, and then the people that's kind of like against it. Mm-hmm. And do I find myself guilty of it from time to time? Yes, I do, because I will, like, go on strike and stop eating somewhere, stop shopping somewhere, or whatever the case may be. But I think that the conversation is cultural.
Yeah, if you ask me, I definitely think this conversation is cultural, and it's a conversation that needs to be had. Because even when we talking about now in a world of DEI, once again, Let's just do FUBU shit. Fuck. Create our own shit for us by
South
us.
Pole. Y'all don't want to go back to South Pole. Y'all don't want to go back to Baby Fat.
Let's
Y'all
just
don't
do
wanna
our
go back.
own thing. Let's be the trendsetters that we are. Let's be honest. A lot of the trends, we set them anyway.
Exactly.
I don't think we give ourselves credit for the trends that we set a lot of times. No. But we set a lot of the trends.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's sit in that.
For sure. Now, while we talking about trends, we have to talk about the fact that Billboard released a top 25 artists, and they named Nicki Minaj as the biggest female artist or female rapper of all time.
Come on, Nicki.
Now, Nicki done beat out a few people on this list because this was a nice list, okay? She surpassed Missy Elliot, Lauryn Hill, and Lil' Kim, who are all the top 4 of this list.
And now I think it's important for you to let them know as well, when talking about this list, there is a bit of criteria that had to be met.
It is. There are definitely certifications that had to be had. There's a lot of accolades that had to be accumulated. It's
Cultural
also
influence,
based, yep,
longevity,
yep, how long the records are being spent or how
frequency
timeless
of
they are,
release.
for sure.
How long are they still relevant today?
Yep.
Like all of that came into play.
So a lot of different things determine this list. Now, there is a lot of chatter around this list because some people genuinely do feel like this don't make that much sense to me. And me and Dante have talked about it on our own time about like how certain people's names and certain placements doesn't make sense. But let's talk about the top 2 ladies here. The top 2 here is Nicki Minaj and Missy Elliot. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I don't know a better face-off or a mashup of 2 female rap artists.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the top
But
2.
out of them 2, I wouldn't even put Kim up there with Nicki.
I'm not mad at the top 2.
Me neither.
When we talk about longevity, cultural influence, etc., I'm not mad at Nicki being 1 and Missy being 2. Because now at first I was like, why is Nicki number 1? But once I actually paid attention to the criteria of what they were looking at and what they based the numbers off of, it made sense. Culturally, Nicki Minaj has made a big impact, especially when it comes down to her longevity of her career, her consistently still being
Putting out
relevant
music
today,
Yep.
and she has recent music in the past few years over and over. So
Yeah.
it makes sense. And then the same with Missy. Even though Missy has not put out maybe a lot of music over these last few years, she put out a few here and there.
Yeah,
But
is
she's
dripping
also,
in.
we gotta forget, Missy is on the side of production as well. So every time you hear that drop in the back with Missy's sound on it, that's her. When we talk about videos and music videos and how she's influenced the culture of how people actually film these videos and the special effects, that's Missy. That's Missy coded all day.
For sure.
You know, so I can see Missy being at number 2 for those standpoints.
Yeah, me too. I totally agree. I actually don't have nothing to say back to that. Now, something that was sort of kind of shocking to me was the fact that Tierra Whack was number 25. That kind of shook me. Now,
I
granted,
felt like she should have been in the top 20. So when we looked at the list and broke it down, top 10, top 20, and then top 25, she should have made the list of top 20. Right up there with Cardi B, Doja Cat, Megan Thee Stallion, Lotto. She should have been in that conversation. And I think they put
Glow was like 24 right before
I think she
Tierra.
was like 21. But I could see her and Doechii them being in like the 20 to
Doechii
25.
was 24.
I can
Glow
see them
was
being
21.
there.
Yeah.
But Tierra Whack, I need her to be in the teens. Like she need to be.
Yeah, no, but again, once we go back to the criteria, that's where we get everybody falling into these different pockets because, I mean, how many certifications and how many like major accolades does Tierra Whack have right as of right now? You know what I'm saying? Now, is she an awesome artist? Yes. Is she a visionary? 1,000%. Is she the evolution and the residual of a Missy? Hell yeah. But I guess because on paper it's not there, that's where she fell into this place on this list.
Well, I am happy my dog Cardi B came in at number 11, so that's right off the cuffs of top 10.
Yeah.
And then right behind her, I think it was Eve.
Eve came in at number 9. We had Salt and Pepper come in on there as well. I don't remember where they landed on that list.
Can we just talk about the rearrangement of Lotto, Doja Cat, and Megan? It went Megan, Doja Cat, then Lotto. I feel like it should have went Doja, Megan, then Lotto. Or you can even replace it. Lotto, then Megan. But based off criteria, we can put Megan first. But it's definitely not before Doja.
Never. Ever. Ever. I'm just saying. Doja Cat is... I can't even find the words. That's how amazing
Doja
she is.
Doja is an extraterrestrial.
She really is. She is not of this earth. And I think that's what makes her amazing. Like, I feel like when Megan tried to do not of this earth stuff, like the Cobra thing, it was just like, why did Snake throwing you up or something? I don't like that.
Doja, everything she does, though, to me, is just so, how you say, peaceful. Like, you don't feel like she had to put a lot into it.
It's effortless.
Right.
Oh,
it just came off so effortless.
She really is, though. She is. Now, I think that overall, that this list right here was for the culture, because we had a little bit of everybody on it. We had Lil' Kim, we had Queen Latifah, we had MC Lyte, we had a whole long, extensive, beautiful list of women who are rappers and just holding it down in more ways than one.
If you ask me this whole list, I ain't gonna lie, it's for the culture. I give it culture.
Yeah. We can move around some numbers.
The culture needed this.
Yeah.
Get y'all up out y'all seat.
Shout out to Nicki for all the girls that said that Nicki couldn't do it. For all the girls who said that Nicki is not the girl. Nicki is the girl. Obviously, she's the girl. They said it. The criteria made her. So I'm happy for that, because the people be coming for her.
Now, some other stuff that's in the news today. We gotta talk about the NFL recipient, because he's not an NFL player yet. But he's on his way there. Quaydarius Davis. Quaydarius Davis is now under fire because he's going yet again, domestic violence dispute. Now, when I say yet again, I'm not talking about yet again in the idea of topics. I'm talking about yet again for this guy. Now, if you don't know, his victim, Ivana, how you say her name? Shoot. Giovanna. It's really, really weird. So if I'm butchering your name, baby girl, I am sorry.
We are.
But you gotta talk to your mama. Gianna, though, I believe her name is. Basically what happened is he strangled her and he punched her, and it caused her to pee on herself and all types of
pass out.
My dog was halfway dead. Y'all.
Yeah.
That is a bit obsessive. And we say this because this is the second time this has happened. It happened with his previous baby mama, which is the reason that they got into an argument, because she was getting ready to leave him because of what happened with his previous baby mama and finding out about the domestic violence issue. And now you finna beat her up so she don't leave you. What's your fucking problem?
I don't know. Fool got knocked up his head one too many times playing football, and he need to sit his ass down. Is what's happening. First of all, come here with that badass fucking name. Let's start there. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all be this close to what you work so hard for, just to crash out behind a woman.
Like, you can't get many more. You got to get into the NFL.
It's hoes for days.
Line up.
I don't understand. Literally, soon as you go through that portal, you gonna come out to a mosh pit of hoes. Literally. So I don't get it. I don't get it. The only thing that I can think of is it turns into a control thing.
Right.
I'm just tired of hearing the strangling to people pass out stuff. Y'all choking the wrong girls, I could tell you that.
Now, it also has been said that the neighbors had caught everything on camera, so they have the footage, and his bail has been set to $20,000.
Yes. And she definitely said that not only did she make a call to the police, but her neighbors also called. And she also stated that their camera footage outside of each of their apartments will corroborate her story and kind of like prove that this is what happened.
The sad part about this whole thing is that you were willing to throw your whole career away just for a moment of anger. I think you don't need, honestly, if you ask me at this point, you don't need the NFL, my boy. You need a therapist.
No, for sure. A therapist, a scan of your brain, because real stuff like playing football, you really can have real brain injuries, like all jokes aside. So it's like he needs to unpack some other things. Now he is
She
a
must
former.
got some fire ass coot.
They only been together for a month.
That shit gotta be good. Cause boy, you say you ain't leaving me
For a month. A month is insane.
After a month, that girl got you wanting to strangle her so she don't leave, boy.
No, I ain't gonna hold
You better
y'all.
find you a therapist. That's an issue, my boy.
Now, he is a former student of the Southern University. You know, Southern, they've been coming down on Southern for a little minute because we had the incident happen with the Caleb young man who passed. And then now we got an abusive
What y'all
football
doing
player.
out there in
Y'all just
Louisiana?
over there beating people ass in Louisiana. That's what's going on.
God.
Now, I'm going to say this right here is definitely... This is for the culture. Not nobody being beat, but we have to have more meaningful conversations with our guys who have like all of these different things to lose, and teaching them how to be goal driven and not emotionally driven. It'll save you in the long run. It'll help you make decisions in a better manner. Granted, we all players fuck up too, baby. Be easy on me. All in all, it'll help you make better decisions, because there's no way. Choke this girl, get these M's. Choke this girl, get these M's. I'm gonna take these M's 1,000 times over before I choke this girl who I've only known for 30 days.
Right.
That don't make no sense.
Now, granted, do we know all the details of the situation?
No.
But here's my whole thing, right? Nothing is ever that serious to make me want to put my hands on you as a woman and choke you to death. That's crazy. Especially if I got money on the table, and that's anybody. If I got money on the table and you're not finna ruin my check, fuck no, fuck you. Find you something else to go do with your life. I'm out. Like, my money matters more than your life. So you can kick rocks. Goodbye. You mad that somebody told you I beat my other girlfriend up? And I'm not talking about me personally. I'm talking about if I was him. If you mad that somebody told you I beat my other girlfriend up, fine. Leave me. I don't care. It's the past. I'm moving on. I'll find another bitch like you.
Oh.
And then that's what I would have said if I was him.
Dante.
If I was him.
My God.
That's how he supposed to handle the situation.
I usually say something like that.
And guess what? If he would have handled it that way, she would have been coming back.
Yeah, she probably would have. She was like, please, no. Okay,
Don't leave me.
sorry. Let's try again. Anywho. Now, Dante, the first leg of Coachella kicked off this week from April 11th to the 13th. And let's just say that the people are coming in hot, okay? Now, we had DJ Mustard, who had a family reunion set where it was a plethora of performances that came out. We had YG.
He got Big Sean.
Yes. He also had... Don't let me lie.
A few of the people from his old camp. I know LMA came out as well.
LMA did come out. She did. Now, y'all, it was a long list of people that came out with him. It was a lot.
Mustard,
2 Chainz.
Mustard had a whole gang of people. He had gang.
He definitely had 2 Chainz as well. So I thought it was an actual cool performance, and I thought that it, as a producer, I feel like you sort of kind of are like the heart of the family. Like, you know how everybody be like the grandma is the glue? The producer kind of the grandma.
Not the grandma.
I would call the producer the grandma. No, like for real. Okay, grandpa. Damn, my bad. Mustard, grandpapa.
Mustard!
So yes, I think producers are kind of like the grandparents to the music industry. Like, they bring so many different people together who didn't think that they would work together or probably cross the same lines or anything like that. So I think that his performance was really dope. Now, Dante, I know you know of some other people who have been going viral for their Coachella performance.
Yes, my dog Glow really had to clap us out all weekend. It was kind of funny to watch because, bro, when my dog Glow said, I'm thick, we didn't believe her. But she got up there and she let it clap.
She did say, I'm thick as Coachella. She did.
It was moving like water. I'm a walrus. That's what it looked like.
Oh my God.
If y'all ever saw a walrus clap, that's what it looked like.
Oh, so
You visualizing it.
I know. I can see it. This is the thing. Glow clap, is it like a soft clap or is it like a thunder clap?
No, it was. See how my hands moving? That's what it was doing.
Oh, period. No glue. Love that
It was
part.
moving.
I love that for her.
My dog been in the gym. She be hitting them squats.
That's what she said. The girls are trying to say that she got a skinny BBL. But
now, I'm not gonna lie, Chloe, when you was at the BT Awards, you did look like you got your little BBL before you went in the gym.
They said it.
Hey, I'm not mad at it.
No, me neither. But my girl said that consistency.
It's natural. Your BBL looks natural.
She said it's consistency now. Don't run with that. You see, that's why you can't tell black people stuff, because now he telling everybody that the girl got a BBL. Now I said that's what they said. I don't got no horror evidence on that.
Well, I'm Dave.
Obviously. Now we also had Tink, who is going viral online as well for having a great layout and performance at Coachella.
I saw her video. Tink actually did really, really good.
Very
and I love what I saw. And honestly, this is a moment that I've been wanting to see from Tink. I think she needs this. Tink, if you ask me, is one of the most underrated R&B acts out.
For sure.
And she should be way bigger than she is. But that's a whole nother story for an industry that ain't ready to have it.
She like tenured into underrated.
Because
like,
too many people know Tink.
She's been here for a long time.
Too many people know her music.
Yeah.
She has too much star power about her. It's a shame to see that. And when I say a shame, I'm not saying she's in a bad spot. It's just she should be bigger.
Yeah.
She should be getting more of the notable names, like all the big opportunities that some of the bigger artists are getting. She should have those. I
agree. Now we got to take a little look into Tink's track record to see like if she's creating some of this delay herself, because like I said, she has been underrated for like 10 years.
They're probably more than that.
Yeah, like how long do you stay underrated before you actually get on the radar?
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, I don't know, but I'm going to say Coachella is definitely for the culture.
Now, some more stuff is for the culture. We got some new music that came out. Yeah. Now, I know y'all Gen Zers are going crazy because my boy Loe Shimmy just released his new single. Now, if you haven't heard it, I heard it. And I will tell y'all this. Gen Z, y'all are weird. But in a good way. I'm not mad at it. The song was pretty interesting, of course. It had a little, like, very emotional type of tone to it. I couldn't get with it myself. But when I'm in the gym and I was listening to it, it had a nice vibe. But then when I got home and I listened to it while I was at home, I was like, oh, it's all right. But my nieces, nephews, cousins, they love it.
Y'all ready for me to be the auntie?
Come on, Auntie Day.
Baby, I don't know nothing about what that young boy was on that song talking about. Now, I did take a listen. I still can't tell you what he was talking about. Do it have a nice little like cadence and vibe? Yeah. But does it sound like mumble music? Like, yeah, I couldn't even really make out the words. And is he from Florida? It's like, damn, shout out to Gang Them. You know what I'm saying?
Not gang signs.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a little fake gang signs. It's like, shout out to Gang Them, but I don't know what he's saying, boo.
Well, the name of the song is Off My Mind, so it seemed like he wanted you off his mind.
Boy, we don't care.
Who else we got, Dave?
Now we have a Lola Brook who dropped her new visual to her song Disgusted. And I think that this was cute. It has a poppy feel. So this is Lola trying to give us a little crossover vibe. It is very poppy, but at the same time, she still is like giving us Lola. She's rapping, you know what I'm saying? I think she's getting in and out of each verse. I would just say that this is pretty much a cute song and a cute way to pretty much try to cross over. Is it my cup of tea? Like, am I going to say, hey, y'all play that new Lola Brook? I love it. No, I'm not. But do I think that it is good for her? Yes. Yes, it is.
So I actually like the song, believe it or not. And here's why. Because I felt like it was a great crossover record for Lola Brook. My only problem here, Lola, is she ready to cross over to that lane?
She don't want to do that shit.
Because here's my thing, right? And now granted, visuals, point on point. I love how they've been able to transfer her from this hard exterior girl to this soft but still spicy girl. I love that. But my only issue is that, did we go pop too soon? She only gave us like 2 or 3 R&B records.
She did.
We only got one real album of rap. Can we get used to her being that rapper who can transcend into R&B without going fully pop just yet?
Yeah, I do feel like pop is a major jump. in a sense. Like, I do agree with the fact that it seemed a little too early.
Cause we haven't even heard a body of work with the R&B sound. We just got used to it.
Yeah. And I would say play Lola with Jeremiah. Like, I'll say play that before I'll say play this.
Right.
Like, I'm really not running this on.
Cause it seems as though they're playing the singles game. But like I said, my problem with the singles game is that are you following a formula that will work for her in the long run?
Yeah.
Or are you just looking for another grab? Like a moment.
It's giving another grab.
And
we got to collect something from her.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Her fan base, yes, they probably gonna like the song just because it's Lola and just because we support her. But are we gonna continuously listen to this song? And that goes to your point. No. I'm not asking in the car to play this song. But if it come on the radio, I'm like, oh, that's Lola. She sounds dope.
If it come on the radio, I'm gonna click the next radio station.
Hey.
I'm just being honest. But I love her. She's so cute and so little and so fun size. And she's a great rapper.
Daysha, while we're talking about music, we cannot forget to talk about Batz, his new single, You in the Morning. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I love this single. For some reason, every time Batz put out a song, I swear I be expecting some thug hood shit. But he give us some smooth R&B shit, and I ain't going to lie, I be living for it.
Yeah, he give me like a modern day party. Almost.
Yes, I ain't even think.
The evolution of these artists, you know what I'm saying? I be feeling it.
I ain't gonna lie, but if y'all really want to go back in the day, the original R&B artists, they was all thugs. Cause Jagged Edge, they were thugs.
They were, for sure. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't like a major Batz listener, and then you put me on to him. And the first song you put me on to, I can't remember the name of it, but we reported on it in a previous episode last season.
Sick.
Yes. And I saved it to my phone, and I'm like, I really like this young man. And then once I saw him, I was like, damn, he don't really give R&B feel. And I love that about him. You can't just look at him and know automatically what it is that you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here for that.
Now, I'm going to ask you something Batz. This question is for you. I see you got Anicia on the cover. Are y'all dating?
Is that your lady?
I want to know. Because I like Anicia. And I like y'all look together, too. I just want to know. It's not me, though, too. The people on X want to know.
It'll be kind of cute. Just saying.
We'll be here for it so we can get a mixed album. Because, you know, Anicia is really on some fuck these niggas.
Yeah.
And you on some love these chicks, but fuck them at the same time. How does that toxicity go together? I want to know.
Like Kevin and Brittany.
Bitch, bend over.
Yeah. Stand up for your toes.
Hey, breathe through your nose.
Literally. All right, you guys. This has been another great episode of Or Clickbait. I'm your girl, Daysha E.
And I'm your boy, Dante.
And y'all already know what we do. We take the hottest headlines in music, sports, and entertainment, and we determine whether it's for the culture
or simply just for click.
Yeah. Y'all come back and see us.
Hey.
New hair.
Duck
Who
it.
this?